All right, welcome to our latest SwampCast. It's like the old days. We got the lawnmowers going behind us, so we're going to try to talk real loud. Much as I'm sure Dan Mullen did to his team after the game. Really, probably the worst performance of the year for Florida. The drive to start the second half after the big kickoff return by Tony. All of a sudden they're in the lead, and you're like, God, I can't believe they're actually winning this game at this point. And from that point on, they just weren't very good.
Yeah, that lead didn't last more than a couple of minutes. That right down the field, couldn't cover the tight end at the end of the first half. That kind of set the tone to me, the way things are going to go the rest of the way.
Yeah, because I think that from that point now, don't forget, they came out running the ball, and then Florida figured it out and started stuffing the run. In fact, the stretch between the start and the end of the half, I think they had 29 yards total.
Yeah.
But the problem was Florida's secondary, obviously losing C.J. Henderson. They just don't have corners right now that are SEC caliber corners. I'm not saying they couldn't eventually be there in their careers, but they aren't right now.
There was a sophomore here. There's a true freshman at corner right now. So
and also,
tough to win now.
Also, Brad Stewart suspended. We assume.
Brian Edwards, we don't know.
That's in Brad Stewart.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Brad Stewart and Brian Edwards both the no-show today.
Yeah, so they're down to like 6 DBs total.
And one big long
dude's come right behind us. Yeah. I hate coming to this place, okay? Can I just say that? The wireless never works. Nothing's ever any good here.
Mine worked good, though, man.
Well, I don't care. Mine didn't.
I'm going to go up there and it won't work good.
I know.
Mine.
And anyway, it was they took a step back. I thought Felipe was Felipe 2017.
Yeah, he really regressed a little bit. And the whole team had been getting better every game. They didn't do that today. They didn't execute, didn't take care of the ball, couldn't stop Georgia on third down, the money down. So the combination of things is not good enough to win the game.
Yeah, they got him in some good situations.
Yeah,
third and 8, third and 9, and then they just did it. They had 4 touchdowns on third down plays. And that was, as Mullen said, was one of the big things. Obviously, the turnovers.
3 turnovers.
And this is 6 turnovers in 2 games.
Yeah. Not a good trend.
That was not something that they were doing. They only had 6 in the previous 6 games, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then 6 in the last 2. Felipe, with the fumble, the one pick he threw was ridiculous.
That was a bad decision.
There was other times in the game when we could see a guy wide open, and he said would
go somewhere else.
With the ball. It just wasn't good for Florida. But I do think what I said before the game was that Florida really hadn't been in a lot of big games, and these guys hadn't been in a lot of big games. And Georgia had been in a lot of big games, obviously, last year, and it looked like Florida tried too hard.
Yeah, and Pat, when you're building a program like he is, you're going to have games like this. It's all part of the process. So you try to learn from it, get better from it. We'll see if they can do that.
I hope the Jaguars get beat tomorrow, by the way, just because of this guy right here. No, they didn't. They regressed a little bit, but yeah. Look, the fact that they were ranked in the top 10 was, I thought, a little bit crazy. But they did have a top 10 resume, Robbie.
They did.
But you never really felt like they were a top 10 team. And now, really, the issue for this team going forward, they got 3 straight games at home, and 2 of them are in the conference. They're basically, and I'm going to write this, Robbie, they're basically playing for bowl position. Right?
Yeah, they are for a better
how
bowl.
Good their bowl can be.
Yeah.
And look, or how bad it could be, they could send them to Birmingham again, and I'm not going if they do.
Okay. I'll go by myself.
I'll go for the week. I'm not going to the game. That's the worst stadium in America. But right now, you're trying to get into a better bowl, and you need to win some of these games.
Yeah, and you need to get a little healthier in the secondary. It's going to be another tough week next week.
Against C.J. Henderson, they don't know how bad it is, but he got hit in the back.
Not structural, though.
Yeah, but it could be one of those things that keeps him out another week. And obviously, Missouri loses tonight to Kentucky. Missouri only scoring 14 points with Kentucky's rugged defense. We all know how good that is. So, Florida's going to – this could be the game where they get healthy in terms of offense because of Florida's situation with all the injuries they have.
And guys were wide open. They were busted assignments. And
they were a lot of busted assignments. And there were way too many. And obviously, the funny thing was everybody was talking about Justin Fields.
He didn't play down.
I asked Mullen afterwards, I said, did you guys waste too much time on him? He goes, not really. So we just basically knew, look, they weren't doing he told me, they weren't doing a whole package with Justin Fields. They were just putting him in for a few plays and basically run a read option. That's all they were doing. So it ended up being no factor, but I don't think it had any effect on why Florida's defense didn't play
I don't think so at all.
Florida's defense didn't play well because they don't have enough secondary players, and they're in trouble right now going down the stretch.
They need to get guys back.
We all know that the dream of going to Atlanta is basically over. It's not mathematically over, but it's basically over. And you know, next week we get Georgia, Kentucky. It's going to be massive.
Great game. Biggest Kentucky game in
Ever.
maybe.
Yeah. No, it's ever.
Yeah.
Well, game day was there one year when they played Florida when Tebow was playing.
2007.
It still wasn't that big a deal. Yeah. So anyway, we'll see where the Gators go from here. I got a great story for the quarterback club on Tuesday night. So I got something
You're
out
good.
of it.
You're good.
Yeah. All right. So that'll do it. Appreciate everybody for clicking on and watching. I actually had a Georgia fan come up to me and tell me he listened to my podcast.
Oh, good.
That was a highlight of my day. Believe me.
So
All
the
right.
lawnmower's not your highlight.
I literally want to go out there and pull all the wires out. So. But it's always happened. Not always. That happened a long time ago. It's happening tonight.
Not a track record.
Jacksonville. All right. We'll be back next week with a preview of the Missouri game. Until then, Pat, Dooley, Robbie, Andreu, the Gainesville Sun, live from Jacksonville. Adios, amigos.